Nope.
Oh, I gotta turn on the fluidity. Clearly, there we go.
And then there was light.
And then there was light. There's also this light over here. Ooh, that really brightens it up. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Well.
Winston's been laying in here.
Is he?
You can see the little wet spots.
The wet spots. Why are you laying on my floor? You trying to wash it off for me? We should just drag him along the ground and sweep up or mop up all of this, the dust from the drywall. You can see where the
stuff was down.
Uh-huh.
The paper.
No, buddy, no, don't rub your face on me. You're all wet. You're all wet.
He's like, okay, back to mama. All right, where is this towel still out here?
Probably. All right, so you can see we have insulation. This is the insulation for the ceiling. It's the, Mister. No, no, don't, you're not drying off on me.
Here we go. Yep.
Yeah, so insulation for the ceiling. It's the Rockwool R30. Fits in 16-inch center framing. But before I can do that, I need to figure out where we're putting all the lights in the house, so that way I can run all the wires to that area and then put the drywall up. And I am having a heck of a time coming up with how I want to do lighting layout. So tonight, Katie and I are going to go through images of great rooms with vaulted ceilings and come up with ideas for lighting.
Just if we want to do in ceiling or pendant or what pattern.
Combination of. Yeah. So and then this weekend, Howie is going to be coming over. Our neighbor, the architect, he has some basics of lighting understanding. See if he has anything to say. That I was gonna say, see if he has anything to say that's gonna be helpful. That's not how I meant it. But yeah, so
add some nuggets of knowledge.
Some nuggets of knowledge. Nuggets of knowledge. Today I've been working on the layout of the house entirely, all of the kitchen cabinets and the island and the dining room table and stuff, and then trying to figure out how many square feet each of the different rooms are, the areas of the great room, living room, kitchen, dining room, because then you need to, because like in the living room, you need to have 20 lumens per square feet. In the dining room, you want 30 lumens per square feet. And in the kitchen, you want up to like 80 lumens per square feet.
Because you all know Nate doesn't do anything without lots of research.
And then, yeah, so now I'm just a little overwhelmed with lighting. Yeah.
Back to the analysis portion.
Yeah, I'll figure it out eventually. But so the video dropped today of me doing all the painting. Doesn't it look great? I think it looks great. I think it looks really, really, really good.
Yep.
I need to put the lights back into here. Maybe I'll just start on getting the bathroom done.
Yeah.
And then not worry about the lighting. But there's our giant bold accent wall. It's kind of like a...
It's called Bohemian Black.
Bohemian Black. Here's the color right there. Oh, am I missing some? No, it's just the way that the light bounces off of it. Oh no, it's
raindrops.
It's raindrops on my screen.
I think it's on the other side.
It is. It's over
yeah,
on the back
on
screen.
Our side.
Yeah. It is.
Nate, did you miss some spots?
I was thinking there is no way I missed spots. I was so diligent. Yeah. I think it looks really good. There's no light in here. The one ceiling we didn't texture is in the bathroom here. And I'm thinking we're probably going to do some sort of stick-on or accent or something up there. Look really good. And I saw this really cool thing. Yes, you were thinking.
I was thinking it would be kind of fun to use some of the tin from the roof of the barn.
Oh, wow.
That came down. I was thinking either that or like a, wainscoting type panel around. But I was like, that might be kind of cool because we're using some big subway tile type, and then it'll have the old-fashioned kind of handheld shower in there. I don't know. I want to try to put some charm back into the house since we took out all of the bookshelves. We are putting some of the bookshelves back.
Yes. Yes, we are.
In certain places, but not to the extent that they were when we moved in.
I'm going to do this.
Is that a good height?
That's a good height. I can see from, actually, let's do this.
Ooh.
I can see from wall to wall over there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, let's see. This is Thursday. We thought we were going to get a bunch of heavy rains today from all of the weather patterns from Hurricane Helene. It's been pretty mild today.
It hasn't stopped raining for any duration, but it hasn't been, as predicted, the heavy, heavy rains. It's more on the light side. It's just kind of a constant. We'll get every once in a while we'll get like little downpours, but it's been pretty good. But it's enough to where there's definitely puddles all over the property.
Yes.
And we're gonna hopefully go check out the creek tomorrow.
Yesterday we got about 2 inches of rain, according to the weather station. According to our weather station, we only got 0.18 inches of rain. Something's wonky on that thing.
By our weather station, like the literal on our house weather station.
Yeah. We're supposed to get about the same amount of rain today. I think it's gonna be less than 2 inches today. And then late tonight, early tomorrow morning, you're supposed to get a big deluge of rain. Yeah. So we'll see what that looks like.
The worst of it, right?
Yeah.
It's still coming. So we went around and made sure, the geese and the ducks are in heaven. They're having a blast. But all of the chickens, we made sure that they had, obviously they all have some sort of shelter they can get into. But earlier today, Nate added some hay in a couple of the runs and tractors where it's just not possible for them to stay 100% dry off the ground, all of them. So giving them some dry spots to crawl up on. And then I did a makeshift little, just took a couple totes and some styrofoam and some boards and some rocks just to make them a big, almost like a bus stop where you stand under it. It's pretty much the best way to describe it. So trying to give them just more areas for the ones where they have some area, but not all of them use it. So, because there's...
What is that, mister?
I don't know what Mr. Winston's
in there
doing.
What is Mr. Winston doing? I just heard a noise. Oh. What are you doing? Come on out. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on.
What are you doing?
So we had a weird thing happen with one of the geese yesterday. I noticed, I'll walk outside here. I noticed that one of the Emden geese, the 5 here, the shenanigans, she was out and she was going into different areas of the property like I was trying to build a nest or find a place to lay, which is really strange because they're not supposed to they're supposed to lay like
February to May.
Yeah. And so we brought the shelter over for them, put a bunch of hay, stacked up a bunch of hay, thinking that maybe it would just make a nest and then do whatever it was doing. Well, this morning when I was doing chores, inside the carport in the back where we keep the hay, there was a goose egg.
Yeah?
It laid an egg out of season.
Which I'm sure is not, obviously, unheard of, but we were just a little surprised by it.
Very wet.
Yep. That little trip
coming in too, huh,
that little trip outside.
Very, very wet.
Yep.
So do we have a wet camera?
So, again, sending prayers and positive thoughts to everyone who, really, Winston, or Levi, sending positive prayers and thoughts to everyone in this who's will be affected.
Pretty much everybody in Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, lower portions of, actually a lot of North Carolina, especially the western North Carolina region, huge amounts of landslide, mudslide possibility.
Yep.
I was reading today that it might be equivalent to the Great Flood of 1912, 1918, 16, one of those years. Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to go in the morning and go check on the creek to see the rise in that, or how heavy that thing's flowing, because it will be flowing pretty heavy.
Ooh. Sorry about that, folks. I just threw a towel down next to you after I wiped Levi's face off.
Kinsley's in the RV. She's just chilling in the RV.
Yeah, she went outside to go pee, and then she's like, I'm good. It's raining out there. So, the boys, though, however, all day long today, they have been outside playing, and just Winston was laying in the middle of the field.
Yeah,
just in the rain,
Yep.
just like, and then I'd do this, and he'd stand up and want to come play, and
Yeah.
they like this a lot better because it's not hot out right now. It's only in the 60s.
As long as there's no thunder sounds or loud noise, then they're fine. They don't care about the rain necessarily. When it's really heavy downpour of rain, they're not really excited about it.
Yeah.
And then they'll find shelter. But yeah, for this, that's fine, because they know that they'll get toweled right off.
They love that. Yeah. I think they're like, okay,
Yep.
look, my face is wet.
That's what Floyd would do too. He'd get all wet, and then he knew that he was going to get toweled right off.
And he would just da 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 da.
Yeah.
Oh, same here. Da 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 da.
Yeah, he loved it.
Da 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 da.
Yeah.
The good boys.
So this is exactly why I bought the Advantech subfloor, because this flooring here, even though it's particle board or OSB or whatever, it's meant to last up to 500 days in inclement weather. It could be rained on for 500 days and still retain its shape and its usefulness. So, like, this small amount of water that's getting on it and the foot traffic and stuff like that, it's not going to hurt it at all.
Yeah.
Whereas if we would have just done plywood or regular OSB, then you really have to be careful about getting it all wet.
I might want to Kills That Are Painted, though, because I don't want the house to smell like wet dog.
I'm going to get the wet dogs out of here.
Gotta love the wet dog smell.
Yesterday I prepared, in case we had really bad weather, I got all of our Blue Eddy things powered up. This is actually this B300K. These are going to be promotional items I'll be doing on the KraemerLife in about a week, testing those guys out. And so I charged up that battery bank, and then we have the two others over here. Their original, the AC200P, and then the AC240 and its extension battery. So we're all charged up for emergency power if we need it. I don't think we're going to need it. I think it's just going to be windy and rainy. But
it just depends on if the wind hits the wrong thing, I guess.
Yeah. Well, if it comes for this wall, it's going to have a challenge. That wall is sturdy. If you guys remember, I was worried about, I had taken off all of the original studs, and so the sheathing outside the siding was not attached to the new studs. They're attached to the new studs now.
Yep.
So that wall is very structural, very rigid. And then if we really need to, we have a nice place to sit, and that's underneath this ginormous beam that's going nowhere. And as our neighbor said, we could land an airplane on it and it would still hold up. So we're
in good shape.
I think we're in good shape, yeah, just in case we have bad weather. But that's kind of the haps, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we didn't post yesterday just because we were getting everything prepared.
Yeah, and then by the time we were kind of done for the day, it was 8 o'clock.
It was dark. It was dark out and it was raining.
Yeah, and yeah, Katie had a long day at work. I had a long day getting stuff prepared. We both had a long preparing stuff, so we were like, no, we'll just take a day. We'll just take a day off. And that we did.
Yep.
Yeah, so. Okay, well.
Bye-bye now.
Goodbye. Now, don't forget, your farm dogs, you're to protect the outside.
They're like, we are house dogs that like to go bark at stuff outside.
Do we need to get actual farm dogs and you guys just become regular dogs? Huh?
No.
No.
They'd be bored.
They'd be so bored.